Hey, what's up? Here with Taylor and Dan from Bleeker Ridge. Guys, how's it going?
Really good, man.
It's good, dude. It's perfect.
We're in the Orange Lounge studio right now. You guys are going to do some songs for us. Pretty cool, very cool rock and roll sort of ambiance.
Yeah, it's nice. The lighting in here is amazing. It's
Yeah.
about 30 different kinds of lights. So
Yeah, it's badass. I just realized
Perfect
this is
room.
a pretty cool guitar. Whose guitar is that?
that's my brother's. That's Cole's guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty metal.
It's pretty fucking effing metal.
Badass.
Almost swore.
Okay, so right off the bat, let's talk about the history of the band. How did you guys meet? How did you guys start making music together? There's two sets of brothers in the band. You have a brother in the band. You have a brother in the band. Tell us the story.
We all took music lessons at the same music store that we were at, and we kind of bump into each other every once in a while, like when music lessons would overlap, and you say hi and wave at the guy. But they held like a local blues jam at this bar every Thursday night. And we all used to go out, and we just started kind of getting up together and playing together and jamming and stuff like that. And that's how it started. And then we just brought it back to the house in the basement and started writing tunes and shit. So that was it.
And I mean, like, now you guys playing music with your brothers prior to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, Cole, the guitar player, one of the guitar players, was playing drums at the time, and I was playing guitar. I wasn't even singing. And then these guys that did the same thing, but
Pretty much the exact same thing. I played guitar and Dusty played drums.
Oh, weird.
yeah, so it was
When
weird.
did the flip and everything happen? You guys
I just set my guitar down, and Cole picked up bass, and he started off bass, now he's guitar, and we have another bass player. But
Cole's
yeah.
multi-talented.
it's cool.
Now, what does that do though for a band? Because I mean, some bands fight sometimes, and brothers fight. Are you guys? Does that make it difficult being in a band when you have your brothers?
I think
easier?
it's easier.
It's way
like
easier.
the fights we have they last like. I don't think anybody has an attention span. Like we get in a fight for like 30 seconds, and then it's like, you want to get McDonald's, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
We
So,
don't really fight about anything musically. We just fight about.
and
brother
we're all
shit.
kind of brothers
Yeah.
now too. So it's
Yeah.
we've been together for 7 years or whatever. Started young, so
Are you guys pretty good at like just leaving the family stuff at one place, and then when it's work time to do the band stuff, it's all about the band?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That
kinda
that
intertwined.
Yeah,
Well, it's kinda
it's all
intertwined.
intertwined. Because you're growing up with like me and Dusty and Tay and Cole. It's just you argue a little bit here and there, but it's fine. It's perfect.
Small Town Dead is the album. You guys are from Aurelia. We talked about this already a little bit, but tell us about Aurelia and how that's affected you guys.
it's a small town. It's about 30,000 people, so it's not too small. But yeah, we wrote that song about small town dead, about just like trying to get out. And a lot of people in the city are trying to get out, and we are getting out, and it's good. And we love the city, we love Aurelia, but yeah, it's just more. It's not just about people in Aurelia. It's about, I think everyone can kind of get it. You know what I mean? Even if you're in a big town, it's still, you do the same things every day, and then you're stuck with that. You know what I mean? So
Totally. Well, I mean, we were talking about it again before, but if you come from the burbs or you come from a small town, it's easy to sort of get stuck in that rut where you don't think there's anything out past that. You know? What I
yeah,
mean?
and sometimes you just stop looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just kind of get into that groove, and you don't go experience stuff. So you see people that are kind of just in that groove, and we don't want to be there. So we're doing rock and roll music.
When did you realize that?
When you're like 10, you get pretty bored pretty quickly. That's true. So man, I think the way that everything worked, we just wanted, we were kids and wanted to play music, and then we started growing up and writing songs and things like that, and then it just hit that point where we were like, okay, man, like let's do something with this. This is what we really want to do. So this is where our hearts lie. So this is it's working, man. It's perfect.
I just watched the video, and you guys have Rob Wells, who is Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Pretty much the best thing you could do for a video is
Oh,
have that
absolutely.
Trailer Park Boy in it.
Absolutely.
How'd you guys hook up with him? That's amazing.
We were down in LA. We were recording for a couple months, and we met him. We went to one of his shows, and our managers know him, so we hung out and had some beers with him. And
Okay, cool.
so we met him a while ago, and we just called him a favor. You want to be in a music video? And he's like, yeah, for sure, support. So guy came, and we killed it. It's
Pretty
awesome.
ironic that you cast him as a cop.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what everyone there, everybody who showed up is loving that part about it. And it's Rob Wells, it's Ricky, right?
Yeah.
So
It was perfect.
it was perfect.
Favorite Trailer Park Boys character?
Ray.
Yeah, dude. Ricky.
You say Ray?
I love Ray.
I like Leahy, man. I like Leahy.
Yeah, Leahy's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to grow up to be Mr. Leahy.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Let's talk about.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, the record's out. How's it feel? I mean, it must feel really good.
Just
I mean,
happened today.
Yeah.
We were sitting around last night at midnight, and then like 12:01 came by, and we were like, "Oh shit! Look what happened."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
nuts.
good, man. We're all excited about it. So
It's cool. We're getting like texts and stuff from people from our city, and they're like, just buy your album in the stores and stuff. And it's really cool.
no, it is.
We
really
should actually. I just heard the song on the radio for the first time today.
yeah, on the way over here.
On the way here.
Yeah.
For the trip or what?
Yeah, it's
pretty
crazy.
crazy. It's
It's like-
surreal, man.
Turn that. What is that?
Yeah, right after
Oh.
Stone Temple Pilots too. So it's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Talk about Roadrunner Records. That's kind of a
Best label ever.
Well, that's a big deal, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're great.
you guys are young guys. You got signed to, Roadrunner Records. That's like a huge label.
Yeah.
A lot of great bands on Roadrunner. Talk about that whole process. How did that happen?
Oh God, we did a few like a showcase in New York, and it went pretty well, I would say.
Well, we got signed, so it didn't go
Yeah,
bad.
it didn't go horrible. No, it went good, man. And like the label's great. We're working with a lot of great people, so
Yeah, everybody at Roadrunner is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a family.
it is. It's exactly.
We can
what
just kind of call them like we have our A&R guy Joe, and we have like Rose, and we can just call them and say, hey, what's up, what's going on, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it's really good
anything,
like that.
anything you need or you need help with or anything, they're there for you all the time. So, great label, great people.
Great people for sure.
Absolutely.
But I mean, so you just showed up in New York and were like, yeah, sign us, or like,
Oh, well,
you know what I mean?
It was a bit longer of a process,
Yeah.
Like we did a lot of shows around here, and then started generating interest. I guess that'd be the way to put it. And then when we got asked to do a showcase, we were all so pumped about going down. That was our first kind of trip out like into New York. So being down in New York City for the first time, you see like 1,000 taxis everywhere, and you're playing at like these really badass rock parlors.
But then
so
you go into the parlor and there's like 6 people sitting there, and you're like,
nice.
oh, okay, what am I doing to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, you guys, I was reading that like, you guys have learned how to sort of write really hooky, catchy songs. You know what I mean? Stuff that maybe would be for an arena or like a larger crowd. Are you guys like aware of that when you play, or when you write? Are you trying to write for a mass amount of people?
It's just naturally gone that way. We enjoy writing, like, to hear somebody sing your song or just have it stuck in their head. It's like, haha, you know what I mean? It's like you got them, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, it's cool to like we don't naturally like sit down and go, okay, we need to write like a radio rock song that people can sing back to. You know what I mean? That's just the area that we like to be in, and that's where we feel comfortable writing. So
Speaking of radio songs, In Our Hands. Talk about that song, because that sort of was that song for your band, right?
yeah, like we when we sat down and wrote that song, that was kind of the first song that we had written in that like general area of music, and that song it took a step forward kind of for us when we sat down and we kind of played it out. And that song since then has turned around and done like a complete 360 to what it was originally. But that was the first kind of song that we wrote in that area. So
Speak to like the hard rock side of things, and then versus the pop side of things, because you guys sort of walk that line.
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we love, I don't know, we're a bit of both. We're kind of just like teetering, you know what I mean? Like you said, but we love playing hard rock, but we love catchy. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
Make
there's a good array of songs like that on the record. You know what I mean? You go from having ballads from here all the way to having like a song like 16 Hours, which is on the record, which is balls out, just going for it.
So I mean, like, who were you guys listening to growing up? I mean, were you guys, rock fans? Were you pop fans?
We
Both?
were a little bit of everything. Like we all listened to a completely different style of music. Like when
Yeah.
we were all younger, it was Zeppelin T-shirts and cut-off jean
Hendrix and,
shorts for
classic
everybody.
stuff.
Yeah. And then when you kind of progress, you start listening to different styles of music, and it's cool too, because I used to only listen to like one or two bands for like like a year straight, and then but being able to be with these guys all the time, like got me into like Soundgarden and things like that. So it's cool to have everybody listening to different styles of music. And Dustin, our drummer, Zane, is a metalhead, so he just listens to all metal all the time.
Nice. Give us 5 records that everybody needs to own. Important records for you guys that were when you were out in Aurelia. Growing up, what were those 5 records that were special for you guys?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
I don't know.
You can
Let me
answer
think.
it on the basis that it'll probably change tomorrow.
It probably will change tomorrow.
yeah. I'd say Super Unknown.
I agree with that one.
What else? The new Filter record, by the way.
Oh my
Well, I
God.
guess we didn't have it growing up, but we
That's
should
true.
have.
Old,
In
any
Trouble with
any old
Angels.
Filter record
Yeah.
would do.
What else is there? Come on, keep going. You got it.
You gotta. I don't know, man. I'm thinking songs right now, not record names.
I was listening to Jimi Hendrix, like The Experience, like that.
Oh yeah.
Not having that in your top 5.
No,
3.
Exactly. That's 3.
That's
Is
3
that
right
good?
there.
I don't know what else.
I want more. I want 2 more.
You want
I'm
two
gonna let
more?
you guys off the hook.
That's hard, man.
That is a hard question.
It's hard.
Question, I know. Sorry.
You go.
Zeppelin 2.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a classic one. You have to
And
have that.
Get one
man.
more.
one more.
It's your turn.
I put 3 and you put 1. It's just,
The ones are really important.
There's gonna be a metal band in there somewhere.
yeah, there's got to be something heavy.
That's where we need Zane for the, for the finale. Dusty listens to a lot of Killswitch.
There you go.
Any Killswitch record would do.
I like Killswitch.
I love Killswitch.
There's Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, what about new music? Is there any new bands out there that you guys are like, this
There's
band's awesome?
A
check it
ton
out?
of new bands that I listen to, man. Huge fan of Kings of Leon. I really am. Yeah, I love those guys.
For a while.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I old stuff and new stuff. great. I think they're awesome.
I don't know.
He's lost again.
I'm lost.
We'll let you off the hook.
Actually, I gotta think about these things before we get in
Maybe
here.
a friends band, you know? Any bands out of
Yeah.
Aurelia that are other than you guys that you're like, oh yeah, these guys are doing something? Or are you guys like the only band out of Aurelia?
But there's our bass player, our touring bass player, used to play in a band called the Doug Trucker Band, and they were pretty badass, man. They were awesome. Doug Trucker Band rules.
I have to ask you about tattoo stories.
Oh god. Oh god.
So, yeah.
This is my question.
Yeah, this is you.
This was my question. All right, shoot.
Okay, tell me some crazy tattoo stories. I heard about tattoos on asses.
Oh god, I've done a few of those. I went and I bought a tattoo gun off eBay, like maybe like 2 years ago, I think.
It's a really good idea.
It was a really good idea actually. And then I don't know, they send you like 2 little sheets of fake skin that you tattoo on, and I like ran into that in like like 20 minutes. So I started looking for like people to tattoo. So I tattooed like a few of my friends, and then we convinced Dusty the one day, our drummer, to sit down and let me tattoo his ass, which I did.
Very Steve-O of him.
It is. It was awesome of him. And then
It says yup.
It says yup with a smiley face at the end of it.
Of course it does.
But I forgot to put ink in the gun at first, so he's got like a big scar like right above his ass cheek where it, where the Y was supposed to be, but it's not there.
Yeah.
What a trooper.
He is a trooper. Dino, my dad, he's got a tattoo of the year we got signed on his ass. And then
Nice.
we had the day of the video shoot, actually, our manager, John Daly, he got a number 4 on the back of his calf because it was his 4th wedding anniversary. So
Nice.
it's the best of the worst tattoos is what it is.
Nice. Yeah. I also heard that you guys got tattoos pretty young. Like somebody's dad
Oh.
purchased. Is that you?
God, yeah. I think I was 13 or 14. My dad brought me in for a birthday present, and that was my birthday present. And then, as you can see, it turned into something, an addiction.
You have like the coolest dad of all time.
Oh,
That's
God.
pretty insane.
Yeah, we all, we're all fortunate to have really cool parents and supported us. Like Joe and Mary Perkins, the Perkins boys here, their parents were just, so awesome, helping us out through the whole thing. And like my mom and dad is super supportive of everything. And my dad is just, he's a pretty badass guy.
Your dad's a rock star.
My dad's a rock star in his own realm. He just loves coming out with us and hanging out and doing everything that we do. So good guy.
It's making him proud.
Making him proud. We're trying.
I guess last question would be, plans for this. The album comes out today, and then you guys are doing a couple dates in Canada. What else?
Well, I think we're gonna head out west at the end of October for some Bret Michaels shows, then head back with My Darkest
Yeah,
Days.
we head back with My Darkest Days.
And then, hopefully kick some ass in January.
Yeah, man. And then
Maybe set up a nice big tour.
yeah, set up like a nice tour. There's ideas floating around. So once we know, then everyone else will know.
Nice. I have to ask you this as well. Co-writing on the album. I read something that there was a bit of co-writing.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
We co-wrote a few songs with Dave Bassett out of Malibu, and everybody likes to write with him. He's a genius. He writes with Shinedown. He's done a lot of work with a lot of bands, and he does like an array of music. Like from pop rock to like anything.
He's the dude.
He's
And you
the
drive
dude.
up to a mountain and there's like a giant
Massive
house where he
house
lives,
there.
right? And it's like over top of the ocean. It's like, how do you not write an amazing song up
And
there? You
he's
know what I mean?
just-
It's
yeah,
like,
he's the most down-to-earth guy that you'll ever meet. So he's just one of the coolest people, and
yeah, he's great.
really appreciate being able to sit down and write with him too. He's awesome.
Cool. And then you guys went to Cali. You recorded it in Cali, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Talk about that as well.
Jeez.
Should have seen us grocery shopping, man.
Oh,
It was
good Lord.
hilarious.
Ice cream and popsicles.
Yeah,
That was it.
we lived on ice cream popsicles for
did.
like 2 months. But yeah, we stayed in the Oakwoods for a month,
Yeah.
like at these apartments, and then
Yeah, it was unreal, man. You get to you watch it on TV, right? And like we're from a small town, you never thought that you would get to record your record in Los Angeles, which is pretty cool. We did a couple days at Henson tracking the drum tracks, and like you're bumping into like Bon Jovi, and you sit and have lunch with like Randy Jackson, and like, cause Bob, our producer, he's been around and he knows everybody, so we're getting introduced to people that you've watched on TV since you were like 10 years old. It was pretty badass, man. It was a really good experience.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Bob. What did he do for the record? Because I mean, he's worked with a lot of bands. Well, what did he do for you guys as a band? Did he make you guys? up it?
Uncle
Yeah.
Bob, man, he brought
We've
his own
learned a lot of
taste in,
things.
Yeah.
we learned a lot of songwriting, a lot from him, like just like the kind of things to do and things that work every time. Not that we're gonna use it every time, but just like, you know what I mean. So he kind of sculpted that, and I don't know. Everyone we work with, we learn something new. Not everybody has the same thing to teach, which is cool. I haven't found that you go to this one person, they tell you the same thing as the next person. That hasn't happened yet. So
When you get on the road and you play some live shows, and I guess you learn more, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So you guys are gonna play for us. Thanks for the interview, guys.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.